Hey everybody, this is Perch. Here's a question I got, which is kind of an interesting one. This may not be the most politically correct video, but it's going to be a straightforward, honest one. This is one of those like I don't make the rules, but here you go. The question is: are comic books, no matter how much people want to have it be opposite? Okay, sorry. Are comic books, no matter how much people want it to be opposite, ultimately a boys or man's genre? Superheroes appeal to men. Superheroes appeal to boys. With all the work to try and get girls and others into comics, are people just fighting a losing battle? Okay, I had to clean that up. The mail was worded a little weird there. Um, yeah, it's an interesting question. I think so. First off, um, nothing is 100%. Period. There are. I have two daughters. They are completely different in what they like. There's definitely some overlap. It's not like they like nothing the other likes, but one is very into Lego. One is very much into Minecraft. One is more into princesses. One is likes pink. The other one hates pink. One likes more superhero books. The other likes more cutesy animals. One, it's very it's very. Any parent will tell you this. It's hard to predict. I think one of the goofy aspects about I don't know, a lot of psychology, a lot of pop culture is that they try and fit people into buckets. And I the daughter who I would classify as into more boy things, quote air quote boy things, loves cute stuffies, absolutely loves kawaii style characters, and yet also loves Minecraft, despises girly things, but loves that. The other one, who's much more in line and likes Disney princesses and dressing up and the color pink and all this kind of stuff. Um, we were visiting and came across boxes of my old GI Joe toys, and where the one daughter couldn't stand them. Here's the daughter who loves princesses, played with those things for hours, just take it and full on with a gun and shooting at each other, and like they put the toys in the tank, and it was just it's very hard to predict any of these things. There's not a simple boys and girls answer to any of this stuff. Everybody is unique, and everybody has their own kind of perceptions and everything else. That said, whether people like it or not, and this is one of the big jokes about when people try and get in there and tell us what boys like and what girls like, is that we have decades of marketing and decades of of wiring of interacting with kids that is again, it's hardwired into people's minds. If you're going to take 100 kids, 50 girls, 50 boys, and you're going to say, all right, we're going to do something with something maybe a little bit more artistic, something a little bit more creative, something a little bit more we're going to teach dance over here in this one area of the gym, and this other area of the gym, we're going to give everybody Nerf guns and you can shoot at them. You're going to see gender lines break down probably as you'd expect. The boys are going to be more interested in picking up the gun and shooting things. The girls are going to be more interested in dancing. Now, not 100%, not even like 90-10%. You're going to see definitely some girls, especially some of the ones that are friends with my daughter, who will really enjoy, picking up the gun and shooting people. There's definitely going to be that. And they're going to have some boys who like dancing. It's not that cut and dry. But it is true that for close to 100 years now, superheroes and the idea of a hero kind of putting on a costume, flying into action, fighting an evil villain, protecting the world, everything else, getting in some good violence, that has been marketed and pitched to boys. Now, right now, the comic publishers and others are attempting to get girls invested in this stuff. It's like, hey, look, it's Miss Marvel, it's Captain Marvel. It's like, look, it's superhero comics for girls. Girls can totally enjoy superheroes too, is what's said. Now, the goofy part about that message is this isn't new. Girls could always enjoy superheroes. Comic shop ran in the 90s. There were women who would come in and buy superhero books. And that's what they wanted. That's what they liked, and they were happy customers, and that they got what they wanted. Nobody was stopping them. There was no sign at the door saying, "Oh, sorry, you're a girl. No, you can't buy anything with Wolverine in it. Wolverine's for boys. No, you can't buy the Punisher. You can't buy Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider? Are you kidding me? Ghost Rider is like a skull, a guy with a flaming skull riding a motorcycle with chains. That's not for girls. No, you can't buy it. Of course not. I sold Ghost Rider to girls, to women, no problem. But more men bought them. And it's a combination of a lot of things. It's a combination, like I said, of 100 years of marketing to boys. Here's what you like, and to girls, here's what you like. And now we can all argue if that was a good thing to do or if that was sexist, that we, all the rest. But it didn't change that it happened, and it happened for, in this, with comics, a century. With with sports and with violence versus other male female kind of uh, ideas and concepts. This has been going on for centuries, not just 1 century. I mean, for 1,000+ years. The dynamic of the men will go out and hunt and the women will stay home and cook was something that was wired into people's heads for hundreds, if not thousands, of years. That doesn't say you're trapped in those roles, but it's saying that happened. And when you teach people, when you put people into those positions, it sticks. And it sticks in many ways. It sticks in subtle ways. Parents teaching children what they know, they're going to teach some of what was marketed and advertised and promoted to them. That's just the way it goes. Too many people get into the like, well, that's wrong. And it's like, no, that's what happened. You could say it's wrong all you want, but it's not going to change the fact that that is what occurred. And yes, superheroes, these kinds of action figure type, dramas and books and everything else was heavily aimed at boys. And the boys grew up, became men, and the men had boys, they had children of their own, sons, and they would pass that stuff along. And so in many cases in 2021, if you dislike that, you're fighting a lot of built up conditioning of how life was, how people have learned. Now, if you hate everything I just said, if you don't like that, that's fine. Then as a parent or as a teacher, you could certainly give children more opportunities to explore what they like. I firmly disagree as a both parent and in teaching that you should force kids to like certain things. Like I said, my kids, as they've grown up, 2 daughters, I wasn't thrilled about either of my daughters, loving Disney crap and princess dresses and all that kind of stuff. I was not excited about that. But when one daughter said, yeah, I don't care, which almost from an immediately early age, we took the kids to Disney World. You could tell immediately. The one who didn't like that stuff would either kind of be grumpy or smile, but want to get out as fast as possible when it was picture time. The other wanted to talk to the princess about her dress and everything else. It stuck for one, it didn't for the other. Now, I would have been a colossal asshole if I would have stood there and told the girl, my daughter, who liked princesses, hey, you need to be an empowered woman. You shouldn't like that. Here, stop liking that. Like that's my business is to see what they like, try and give them some good influences, let them pick, and then grow from there. And if something starts to feel like an obsession, step in. But, other than my daughters are obsessed with, coming on my channel and doing reviews and being silly, it's fine. I think that right now you're seeing a lot of effort to try and get girls into comics and everything else. And I think to some extent that's a little misguided. And what I mean by that is you should make sure that girls feel comfortable reading comics. You should make sure that comics are available for girls, for sure. You should make sure that nobody feels like they're lame or stupid. If you're a girl, like you should be on the alert for, peer pressure to say, you're a girl, you can't like that kind of stuff. You should shut that down. But otherwise, I think you should try and let the content speak for itself. I think that we want all kids to read, sure. We want people to explore the art and do this kind of stuff. But I don't think we should try and socially engineer what people like or don't like. I think we should give everybody lots of options of things they can try, and then I think we should leave it up to them in terms of what they're after. And I think in doing that, what that's going to mean is some of this decades, centuries old conditioning that has been going on, a lot of subconscious marketing, a lot of parent to child kind of relationship. It means that probably more boys are going to be interested in superhero books as a general rule, and girls are going to be more interested in more of the kind of the webtoon type material, or more, maybe more of the fantasy type stuff. And that's, again, that's it's a lot of subconscious marketing that's taking place there. I don't think I always cringe when somebody gets in there. Like I would have parents come into the store, and I would watch a mom come in with her daughter, and the daughter picks out I remember, picked up Thanos, the one from Donny Cates, and the mom's like, and she was old enough for it, and the mom's like, no, 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 you should hear, and she picks up Squirrel Girl. It's like, this is more for you. It was clear the girl wanted to read Thanos, and you should just shut up and let her do that. That to me is as wrong as the alternative, where a girl who picks up Squirrel Girl and the mom's going, no, 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 you need to fight the patriarchy. Here, you read Batman instead. Just let kids do what they're going to do, and it means that they're going to gravitate to some things that centuries of conditioning have created. Make sure the best thing you do is give them the option to try other things. As long as you're keeping that door open, I think you're doing the right thing. But yeah, I mean, you know, to me, I think the comic publishers in general and creators stop worrying about what's gonna, should girls read superheroes or should boys read more romance books. Stop worrying about that crap and start just worrying about putting out good comics. Do good stories. Let the rest take care of itself. Again, don't try and socially or through gender engineer a result. Just make great content that everyone can enjoy and let the chips fall where they may. That's my suggestion anyway. There you go. Unique question, but that's my straightforward answer, such as it is. Now you may say, well, wait a minute. What about non-binary? What about does any of that change anything I said? Whatever you identify as, most people just want to read a good comic. So make good comics for those people, male, female, non-binary, non-decided, whatever it happens to be. To let them read comics. The end. Thanks for listening.